Welcome back to The Explainer. So today we are digging into something seriously fascinating, but honestly, kind of unsettling. We're acting as digital archivists, exploring the deep, dark corners of a game we literally all know so well. We're looking at some totally game-breaking anomalies, specifically Minecraft's 3 most cursed seeds. Now normally, a seed is just a random string of numbers, right? A blank canvas for your creativity. But the source material we're unpacking today highlights 3 highly specific codes that are anything but normal. These are worlds where the basic rules of the game just absolutely break down. They're replaced by this crazy psychological tension and really inexplicable glitches. We are going to look exactly at what happens when you type these forbidden codes into the generator.
And look, our source material opens up with a brutally direct warning. Quote, never load into these 3 Minecraft seeds unless you want to completely ruin your world. Seriously, don't do it, end quote. I mean, that completely sets the stakes for us today. We're not talking about just getting a bad spawn next to a lava pool. The source is explicitly warning us that these codes will actively, permanently break your game. Let's break down exactly why this stark warning exists. Section 1. Seed number 1. The Silent Village. Okay, let's dive into this. When you first boot up this seed, the game totally tries to trick you with this deceptive sense of safety. Step 1, you spawn into what looks like a completely normal, really peaceful snowy tundra. Nothing weird about it, right? But step 2 is where the tension just begins to stretch out. You have to walk exactly 100 blocks north. It's this long, isolated, incredibly quiet walk through the snow, just you and the crunching footsteps. Then, step 3, you arrive at a village and you simply mine a single block. Now, mining a block is the most everyday action in Minecraft, but in this exact location, doing that triggers something completely wrong. Before we even get into the consequence of mining that block, let's just analyze the visual emptiness of this village you've just walked into. According to the source, there are 0 doors on the buildings, none. There's no iron golem, that big lumbering protector that always patrols villages to keep the zombies away, nowhere to be found. And honestly, perhaps the most unsettling part of the whole shebang, the villagers here literally never sleep. It basically takes the familiar and totally strips away all the safety features. No doors means no shelter, no golem means no protector, and those sleepless villagers just pacing around, it creates this deeply uncanny, unsettling atmosphere. It's subtly telling you, hey, something is very, very wrong here.
And that brings us to the chilling consequence. Remember step 3? Mining a single block in this doorless, sleepless village? Well, when you do, you will hear a cave sound. Every single time. We all know cave sounds in Minecraft, right? Those sudden, eerie noises meant to spook you when you're exploring a dark cavern. But up here on the surface, the mechanic is totally broken. Every single time you break a block, you are hit with this relentless audio assault. It completely shatters any peaceful illusion of that snowy tundra.
Section 2. Seed number 2, 404's younger brother. Let's move to and see how this builds.
Because this second seed escalates the descent significantly. We are moving from a game that just feels wrong to one that actually malfunctions on a technical level. As soon as you spawn, you are immediately met with the super ominous environmental storytelling. There's this persistent, thick red fog just blanketing the entire world. Through the fog, you spot these ruined, jagged nether portals scattered everywhere. And most bizarrely, there are these strange crosses built entirely out of dirt blocks just dotting the landscape. The red fog creates this instant claustrophobic dread, and the dirt crosses clearly suggest some sort of unnatural intervention in the world's code. It's like a giant puzzle with the wrong pieces. But listen, these visuals, they're literally just the setup for the real trap.
While you're standing there trying to take in the red fog and the bizarre dirt crosses, the technical manipulation takes over. 3 seconds. The source material emphasizes that spawning into this seed causes your frame rate to drop to absolute 0 for exactly 3 seconds. In a game built entirely on movement and reaction, having your control just suddenly totally stripped away, it is incredibly jarring. You are locked in place, you are completely paralyzed and totally helpless. So, you're caught in the freeze at 0 frames per second. But the true horror here is actually the unfreeze. When the game finally hands you back control after those agonizing 3 seconds, you are met with a sudden jump scare reality. Every single animal nearby is facing you directly, like perfectly aligned, dead-eyed, staring right at you. The source is actually very explicit here, issuing this incredibly chilling piece of advice: don't look at them for too long. It implies this creeping dread that if you maintain eye contact with these glitched, staring entities, you might trigger something even worse. Absolutely no way. Section 3. Seed number 3. The Null Void. We have arrived at the climax. And this brilliantly illustrates what happens when you leave the red fog behind and just plunge straight into the ultimate cursed seed. The term is null. It isn't some random string of numbers generated by the computer. It's a specific text string that you type directly into the seed generator. And what it does is just staggering. It spawns the player deep underground with absolutely no bedrock below them. Think about that. Bedrock is the ultimate safety net in Minecraft, right? It's the unbreakable floor of the world. By typing null, you fundamentally remove the floor of the universe. You just spawn deep underground, completely shrouded in darkness, hovering over absolute emptiness. One wrong step and your character falls forever. Because there is no bedrock. There is literally nothing to catch you. Look at how this progressed. We went from a quiet, unsettling village with no doors to a glitched world that freezes your screen and makes the animals stare at you. And finally to this, a seed that spawns you into a pitch-black void, where a single misstep results in endless, infinite falling. It is for sure the ultimate cursed world, a place where the very ground you walk on has just been deleted by the code itself.
Well, that brings us to the end of our explainer today. And I really want to leave you with the very question posed by our source material. Have you ever played a cursed seed? And maybe more importantly, let us know if you survived it. These anomalies, they offer such a fascinating glimpse into how a familiar, comforting environment can just be twisted into something deeply terrifying just by altering a few lines of code. It's wild. Thanks so much for joining me for this deep dive, and I cannot wait to explore more fascinating source material with you next time.